Hi everyone, and welcome to Firefly in the Willow Yoga. I'm Rebecca. Morning is a great time to practice Yin Yoga. The muscles are not yet lengthened, and the mind is still a little sleepy. For today's class, we'll be using a chair to support our practice. So whether you have difficulty getting up and down from the floor or just want to try something new, you should find something in this practice for you. In addition to our chair, we'll be using a mat or a non-slip surface, some pillows or a bolster, a block or two, and maybe a blanket to pad your surfaces. So take just a moment, gather up what you need, and I'll see you on the chair. Welcome to our sunrise Yin Yoga in a chair practice this morning. So just a couple of notes about safety. Make sure that your chair is either on a surface where it won't slip or that the feet of your chair, at least two of them, are on your yoga mat. And Yin is best practiced cold without warming up the muscles first. So that really makes it perfect for an early morning practice. And it's also a little bit of a sleepy practice. So if you're still feeling a little tired this morning, this may be just perfect for you. So we'll start today by just bringing the heels right under the knees. So just take a moment here to check in with your feet on the floor. Maybe scoot out to the very edge of your seat and bring your heels under your knees so that you have this nice 90-degree angle. This is like our chair Tadasana. And just allow your hands to rest on your knees for a moment, slowing down your breath. Just taking a couple of conscious breaths here. Maybe your eyes are closed, or perhaps you just shift your gaze down towards the floor. Just taking a moment to connect with ourselves here. Connect with what it feels like to be awake in this body in this morning. And allow your eyes to just flutter open. And our first pose we're going to do today is a seated pigeon or seated figure 4 pose. We'll bring the left ankle to the top of the right knee. And this may be enough for you here. If it is, you can stay here. If this actually feels a little intense for you, you can use a block underneath the foot, just opening the knee to the side with the side of the foot supported by the block. It feels all right to bring that ankle to the knee. First, just start here by sitting up nice and tall. Find a comfortable place for your ankle to rest on the knee. And allow the foot to be soft. If you need a little deeper sensation here, you can take a deep breath to grow nice and tall, and then exhale as you lower forward any amount. And then once you've found that place where you'd like to stay for a few minutes, we're going to hold this pose for 3 minutes. Just allow yourself to settle in here. Allow your neck and shoulders to be relaxed and your jaw to be loose. Bring your awareness to your belly, feeling how your belly expands as you inhale and contracts as you exhale. Just allow your awareness to follow that expansion and contraction. Noticing how your inhale is a choice, but your exhale is involuntary. As you inhale and exhale slowly, just notice, where is the place that you're most aware of the breath? Is it in the nose? Is it in the back of the throat? Is it in the belly? Or maybe even in the back body? We're always in yin. When we come out of our postures, we move very slowly and consciously. So on your next inhale, just begin to slowly rise up. And you can take that knee and pull it into the chest for a moment, if you like, maybe rotating the ankle from side to side, feeling that little rebound sensation of the blood coming back into the hip. And then lower that left knee back down to the floor. We'll take the right ankle to the top of the left knee, or perhaps the outside of the foot to the block. And again, choose if you'd like to stay up tall here, or if you'd like to inhale and sink forward from the center of the chest, lengthening out over the leg. And as you settle in and come to rest here, take a moment to just consider, what is your intention for coming to this practice today? If that question doesn't resonate for you, maybe consider, what is your deepest purpose? And if nothing comes up for you, that's okay. Sometimes that's perfectly normal. Just hold the questions gently. If you're able to identify purpose or an intention, imagine all the cells of your body beginning to align with that intention, almost like iron filings that line up in a straight line for a magnet. Pay special attention to any places where you may be holding or resisting against this shape, and just allow yourself to soften. And then again, moving slowly and with care. On your next inhale, begin to slowly rise up. Bring the knee into the chest. Rotate the ankle if you like. And just feel that sensation of the blood coming back into the joint. This is part of the mechanism of Yin Yoga. We hold the poses for long periods of time and deprive that joint of some blood so that when we release the pose, that nutrients come back into the joint. So we're going to turn toward the left on our chairs now. So come to rest with your feet planted on the floor. And if you have any difficulty reaching the floor from your chair, you can always use your blocks to support your feet just a little. So we're going to come into a twist here with our chair. So first of all, just allowing the spine to grow up nice and tall. And then as we exhale, we're going to turn the body toward the back of the chair. And you can place one hand on either side of the back of the chair. Or if you like, you can allow your arm to come to rest on the back of the chair, stacking the other arm on top and allowing the head to release towards the hands or rest on them. So find where you'd like to hold this pose. And then begin to settle back in. If you often take your yoga practice with your eyes closed, perhaps for this pose, you allow yourself to gently flutter your eyes open. Or if you often do yoga with your eyes open and you feel safe enough to do so, perhaps you allow your eyes to close. Just to notice how this simple change can adjust your perspective. If your eyes are open, just allow them to be soft and unfocused, not looking at anything in particular, And if your eyes are closed, allow yourself to notice what's on the movie screen of your mind. Now take a deep breath. Allow your head to unwind first, and then allow your body to follow. Then when you're ready, begin to walk your feet over to the other side. Coming towards the right now. Finding that place where your feet are planted on the floor, extending the spine up nice and tall. And then on an exhale, twisting towards the back of the chair. And choosing if you'll stay upright or support your head on your arms on the back of the chair. Settling in here now, bring your attention to what you can hear. Listen to the different layers of sound around you. Maybe the sounds of your house creaking and waking up in the morning. The sounds of my voice. The sound of the background on the video. Imagine the sounds as layers of paint on a canvas of silence. And see if you can hear the silence in between the sounds, or sense the silence beneath the sounds. And now taking a deep inhale, allow your head to unwind first, and then gently follow with the body. I'm going to walk the feet over to the other side again. And this time we're going to bring the thigh so that it's well supported by the chair. So it may even be, if you're not using blocks under your feet, your foot may not fully contact the floor here. And depending on the height of your chair, it might be helpful to have a block here. So we're going to bring the opposite knee either down toward the floor or onto your block. And once you find your shape here, you may even want to walk that knee back just slightly so that you can bring some length into the front of the leg here. Also, if it's more comfortable for you to have the knee hovering above the floor, you can do that as well. Whatever will bring the level of sensation that you would like to have into the muscle along the front of the leg here. So once you've found yourself into this supported low lunge position, just allow yourself to sit up tall, relaxing into that front hip, maybe pressing it forward slightly. And choosing if you would like to roll the toes under or flatten the top of the foot against the floor. You can allow your eyes to remain open or closed, sinking the shoulders away from the ears. And finding a comfortable place for your head. And shift your attention now to what you can feel. The sensations of the chair or the floor or the block on the different parts of your body when you're resting against them. Allow yourself to notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Allow yourself to notice the minute and simple sensation of your hair on your scalp. Knowing that this tiny sensation is with you always. It is often drowned out by other things. Sensations are emerging inside the body. See if you can release judgment from them, not labeling them as good or bad. Just thinking of them as pleasant or unpleasant. Or just simply allowing them to blend in to all the other sensations that you can feel. Now allow yourself an inhale. We'll begin to move slowly out from this pose, bringing the foot forward first, taking a moment for the pelvis to readjust as we notice any rebound sensations, or maybe make a little movement with the front leg. And then we'll switch to the other side. Choosing your setup here, noting that you may not be the same on either side. So still experimenting as you come into your pose to see what works best for you. And once you've found your way here, bringing yourself to stillness. And as your breath settles again, notice anything that you can smell in your environment. Noses have a miraculous and uncanny ability to habituate to sounds, not sounds, to smells that are around us often. See if you can bring the attention of your brain to a smell that you may have tuned out. Again, allowing yourself to release judgment of that smell, not labeling it as a good one or a bad one, just noticing it. And now taking a deep breath, again, we'll move slowly, bringing the leg forward, readjusting for a moment, making any movements you like to make, and then walking the feet back around to the front of the chair. We're going to come out again to the edge of the chair, not to sit on the edge of your chair. We're going to open the legs up wide here. And again, if you prefer to use those blocks under your feet, you're welcome to do that. So we're going to do a little hip opener here. So we'll take a deep breath. And as we come forward, we're just going to allow ourselves to rest over onto the elbow on one side, extending the hand against the inside of the knee, and maybe allowing the shoulder to sink forward. Allow your head to be relaxed and comfortable, and your toes may be angled out toward the sides here slightly. Not being particularly concerned here about where you think you should or shouldn't be feeling the shape in your body, but just allowing yourself to notice where you feel this shape. Knowing that while our bodies all have the same parts, they're also unique. Where you feel the shape may not be the same as someone else. As you hold this pose, allow your attention to come to rest on what you can taste. What's the taste of the inside of your own mouth? Allow your tongue to relax away from the roof of your mouth. Allow your teeth to be parted. Now inhaling deeply, moving slowly, and back up to seated. Making any natural movements, feeling where the blood comes back into the body. And then lowering to the other side, pressing the opposite knee away. Allowing the shoulder to sink forward if you like. Having taken a walk now through all of your senses, allow yourself to notice which one is most prominent for you in this moment. Is it what you can hear or feel? Is it taste or smell? Perhaps it's what you can see, either physically or inside your mind. Your mind wanders. Just know that that's perfectly normal. No reason to get upset. The practice is bringing the mind back to your chosen point of focus. And so just and gently ask the mind to come back. Come back. And now taking a deep breath and moving slowly, we'll begin to come up from this pose. Maybe moving both knees slightly. We'll bring the knees back to the center. And you can bring your block or your book out in front. We're going to allow ourselves to take one heel and support it here on the block. We're sitting out toward the edge of the chair. And if you like, you can use your other block for support. With the knee slightly bent here, we're going to sit up nice and tall. And as we exhale, just sink forward over the legs. Another option here is to bring in your bolster or your pillows for support. So just choose what's best for you. The hand can rest on a block or on your leg. And if you like, you can reach the other hand out towards the toes. That's certainly not required. So lengthening out through the back of the leg. Just allow your breath to be slow and deep. And pay attention to what your mind does here. As we move through different shapes with different levels of sensation, what does your mind do? Where does your mind go? See if you can soften just a little more into this shape. And then pressing the bottom of the bent leg foot into the floor. Begin to slowly rise up. Releasing the heel from the block. Maybe moving the foot forward and back or moving the hip around. And then we'll take this to the other side. So shifting your blocks around if you need to. Bringing the other heel to the block or the book. Knees slightly bent, inhaling to grow tall. And then exhale, coming forward over your bolster or your lap. Allowing one hand to reach out toward the toes only if you like. And settling in on the other side. As you come to land here, see if you can trace the sensation of this pose with your mind. Imagining that if you had a magic marker, you could draw the edges of it on your skin. And then maybe using that magic marker inside the outline, begin to shade in where the sensation is most intense and where you can feel it, but not as intensely. And now allow yourself to notice all the space that exists around that colored area. Places where there's less sensation, neutral sensation, perhaps even pleasant sensation. And outside of that, outside of the field of your own body, picture your surroundings in your mind. Maybe even expanding outside of the room that you're in into your whole house, your whole neighborhood. Noticing the vast context in which this sensation is occurring. And then allow yourself to release, letting go of the image, inhaling and slowly emerging from this shape, taking any movements that feel good. We're going to come into another hip opener here. If you have more than one block, you can bring them close together, but one block will also do just fine. We're going to bring those blocks out in front at about the same distance that we had for our legs, and allow the soles of the feet to come together and the outsides of the feet to rest on the block. So the knees will be open wide here. And again, scooting out to the edge of your chair, to that place where you can feel that your hips have the most room to move. If you like, you can bring a bolster to the lap here, or some pillows, or not. But from here, we're going to inhale and grow tall, and exhale, folding over the legs, allowing the pressure of the arms or the pillow to open the legs slightly here. So you may have to wiggle in a little to find that place. And this is the part where it's really important that your chair won't slip because you're pressing back against your chair just slightly here. So find your way in. And then whether you feel a deep sensation or a mild sensation in this shape, just allow yourself to relax. Remembering also that while there is sometimes some discomfort associated with our yoga poses and a sensation of stretch, there should not be pain. So if you feel any pain or discomfort, particularly in the lower back, allow yourself to release from the pose, bringing the knees together, and just take a moment here to relax over your bolster or pillows. Always remembering to choose what's right for you and right for your body, regardless of whatever invitations I make for you. Take a deep breath and begin to gently unwind, shifting the pillows or bolster to one side if you use them, and then using your hands to gently close the legs and your feet down from the blocks. Readjust yourself onto the edge of your chair. And we're going to take the hands and reach around for the back of the chair. This might be the chair legs or the chair back. And then just allow your chest to expand, maybe leaning forward just slightly so that you can find that balance point where you can both be relaxed, but your chest can also be expanded. And this is also a back bend. So being gentle with the back and keeping the chin parallel to the floor here. Sometimes when we take this chair pose in our Yang Yoga practice, we extend the head back slightly, but here for our Yin practice, keeping the chin neutral. See if there's any place that you can sink or soften into this shape even a little more. Continuing to be careful with yourself, noticing the sensations, not allowing pain, but only a sensation of stretch. And then taking an inhale, begin to slowly release the back of the chair, stacking the shoulders back over the hips. And we'll take the legs out a little wider here. If you like, you can bring your blocks in between your legs. And we'll just take a forward fold here with the legs out wide. Inhaling to feel that length grow in the spine. And then just allowing yourself to relax over. Maybe your hands come to the blocks or maybe they come to the floor. Feeling the stretch and lengthen in the lower back. Remembering that if you need to bring the floor to you, your blocks can be at any level. Can be up at their tallest level or the lowest level. Now begin to slowly unravel from this pose, walking yourself up, maybe taking one hand above each bent knee, and then slowly rolling up. We're going to come into our Shavasana now. So I invite you to take this either in the chair by scooting back and just relaxing yourself into the chair, or if you like, moving carefully with yourself. You can turn your chair on your mat and come down to rest on the back with the feet supported in the chair. And so whichever variation you've chosen here, just allow yourself to become nice and heavy. Allowing your arms to be heavy, your shoulders to be soft. Allowing your lower back to be relaxed. And your knees to relax away from each other. And take these few moments of silence to receive the benefits of your practice. Take a deep breath and begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, making any small movements that you like to make to reawaken to this moment. Maybe inhaling your arms up overhead reaching out through your fingertips. And if you chose to lie on your back with your feet supported in the chair, begin by bringing the heels to the edge of the chair. And then perhaps roll off to one side, resting in your fetal position for a moment. And then pressing yourself up to seated. I'll end today's class with a quote that I heard from an instructor this week. Her name is Ana Pilar Cruz, and she said, "Yoga is not about the shapes you make with your body. If it was, every circus contortionist or Cirque du Soleil performer would be the most enlightened person in the world. Yoga is about what you do with yourself while you're in those shapes." And your practice today have guided you more deeply into yourself. And may your yoga follow you off the mat.